Whoops. I'm not even ready with my coffee. Good morning. Today is Friday, September 14th. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee, and I need to take the grounds off. Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to do this. I promise I was prepared. Is that going to work? Is that going to balance? Oh, it's going to be a disaster. Oh, that'll balance right there. Okay, we got it. Hold on. Hold on. And this is my first cup of coffee. Whoops. It's definitely Friday. It's such a Friday. I'm so excited that it's Friday. So, wow. So guess what? Starting Monday, I'm going to make some changes. Small changes, but changes to this show. And before I go too deep into what the changes are, I'll tell you why. The show is gaining some momentum. It's really, really slight because we started with nothing. I'll be honest. When I launched the show, I think I did a couple episodes and then mentioned it on my personal Facebook page. And then a few weeks later mentioned it again on my personal Facebook page to get some feedback. And, some people had made some suggestions. But I don't think we've ever talked about this as a whistlekick show. Well, that's a terrible angle. Let's try that. There we go. I don't think we've put this out on social media. I don't think we've done anything with it. And despite that, we've seen a bit of improvement in the views. I get some feedback. Some of the folks that I know are fans of Whistlekick will mention the show in their emails and messages to me. So I know people are watching it, so that's cool. But like anything I do, it has to have some substance. It has to have some growth, some reach. And doing a show that gets to 20 people on a good day, it's not enough. Doesn't warrant the effort going into it. So how do we make it bigger? Well, one of the suggestions that people came up with was, why are you not trying this on Instagram and on Facebook? And it took me some time to wrap my brain around that because I wanted, part of what we're doing here is we're trying to use YouTube. Because if you look at what we post on YouTube, 98% of it, it's the podcast. It's audio with a graphic. It's not really video. Once in a while, I'll do an episode while I'm driving and I'll put the GoPro on the dash and so you get some video there. But let's face it, that's not great video. That's me driving. It's video, but it's really not that different than watching a still photo. I conduct most business operations solo. And at this point, video is not a big enough part of our strategy that I can justify paying someone to come in and record a bunch of stuff. That's not our business strategy at this time. It might be in the future. So I looked at things like, okay, is there software that'll let me simulcast YouTube and Facebook and Instagram? And there isn't, because Facebook actually, in their terms of service, this took some digging, says you cannot broadcast on Facebook and somewhere else at the same time. Facebook owns Instagram. So I'm sure if I dug deep enough, I'd find the same thing there. So what does that mean? That means that starting next week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday will be on YouTube. Tuesday will be on Facebook. Thursday will be on Instagram. Why am I doing it that way? Because it's a small change. I firmly believe if you make a change, it should be big enough to notice the difference, but not so big that you're going to completely lose what you've built. Hold on. In fact, I will even put a number on it, 15%. Every time you redo something, you should try making it 15% different. Because then you'll see if you made an impact, if it was worthwhile. And if you completely bomb all of those changes, you're still at 85% of what you had done. And it's still pretty good, right? I believe that we're still going to pull the video down from Instagram and from Facebook and copy it and paste it and put it over on YouTube, as we've done a couple times. I think the once or twice that I couldn't do the show live, I still recorded it and posted it. So YouTube will be the place that this show still lives. I'm going to start bringing in the most basic graphics I can think of, which are going to be printouts, paper printouts. I will print out things like end credits, and I will hold them up in front of the screen for you. Why am I doing it that way? Because I do this show about 6:30 every morning by myself. I don't wake up well. I am not going to sit down and try and orchestrate some fancy control room show with like hotkeys that I can reach off to the side when you're not looking and press. I want this to be different. I want this to be more authentic, more behind the scenes. I mean, for crying out loud, I record this show in a robe. It's not going to be high production value. I don't want somebody else watching me while I'm in my robe. I definitely don't want somebody watching me while I'm in my robe. So that's what's up. Okay. What else? I've got some notes here. We might even spin this into an audio feed, into a podcast, kind of go back the other way from what we do with martial arts radio. There might be a website. There might be more. I don't know. I don't know yet. I know that step one is trying to see if people actually care. I enjoy doing this show. And if people don't care, maybe I'll still do it. I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't know what I don't know, but I know how to find out. And that's why we're doing this. So starting next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I will remind you of this on Monday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday on YouTube, Tuesday on Facebook, Thursday on Instagram TV. Bam. So how do you take this kind of... Thank you, Scott. How do you take this 15% difference into your life, into martial arts? I think anytime you're trying to apply the multitude of your experience into something, whether that be in competition, in sparring, in presentation of a form, basically anything that would be free form, it can be pretty straightforward. I'm not going to say easy. Sparring, if you spar someone and they, let's face it, most of us have one or two people in our school that always take us to task, even if it's not for the entirety of a sparring match. I'll be right back. Okay. Even if it's not for the entirety of a sparring match, there are still some things that they do that they get us with, or some movements that we really want to execute on them that we never can. 15% different. Maybe you throw it from a different stance. Maybe you throw a different lead-up technique. Maybe you try to vary the timing. Pick one thing about it and try changing it and see what the impact is. And commit to changing it in that way enough to really make it a test. I think all too often people will try doing something once when they've done it a different way for so long. And they say, oh, it doesn't work. Well, let's remember, you've conditioned yourself to do something in a certain way, so you've got to give it a chance. What's a great non-martial arts example? I don't know. I could switch coffee and use the wrong grind or the wrong amount of grounds, and it comes out crummy. And I say, oh, this coffee's terrible. I should have stuck with my old coffee. But then if I get it right, it's even better. And I think the world is full of that. And the world is also full of people who aren't patient enough to work through the minutia, that 15% or less, usually less, to get to a better result. So that's my challenge to you. Take a look at those opportunities where you can make some adjustments, be patient, and look for a better outcome. All right, it's Friday. I hope you have a great weekend. I'm going to have a great weekend. I'll see you back here on Monday. Peace.